Hey everyone, welcome to this Ultimate Study Guide Explainer. We are going to build a massive mental map of India's geography right before your final exams. If you want to stop just blindly memorizing facts and actually start seeing how the land, the rivers, and the climate all connect together, you're in the exact right place. We are going to lock this information in.
Here's what we're covering today: location and borders, the 6 physical divisions, vital river systems, climate, soils and forests, some rapid-fire exam facts, and we'll wrap up with a one-line revision to lock it all in. Let's get right to it. All right, first up, location and borders. Let's zoom way out and lock in those exact coordinates. India stretches from 8 degrees 4 minutes north to 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitude and 68 degrees 7 minutes east to 97 degrees 25 minutes east longitude. Now check out the Tropic of Cancer. It literally slices right through the middle of the country, which is a massive deal for the climate. And hey, you absolutely cannot forget the standard meridian at 82 degrees 30 minutes east. Why? Because it dictates Indian Standard Time for the whole nation. It basically keeps this vast, bustling country ticking on one single unified clock. Okay, let's take a quick mental tour around the borders. Up to the northwest, we've got Pakistan and Afghanistan. Moving north, there's China, Nepal, and Bhutan. And over to the east, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Now look down at the coasts. The Arabian Sea is hugging the west side, the Bay of Bengal is on the east, and the massive Indian Ocean is down south. Oh, and look closely at the southern tip. See Sri Lanka? It's not actually connected by land. It's separated by a tiny, narrow strip of water called the Pelk Strait. Moving right along to Section 2, the 6 physical divisions. So, to absolutely nail these landforms on your exam, just remember this simple little trick. Helpful nature provides incredible coastal islands. That stands for Himalayas, Northern Plains, Peninsular Plateau, Indian Desert, Coastal Plains, and Islands. Let's picture the first 2 branches of this mental map. First up, the towering Himalayas. Honestly, think of them as this giant, icy, protective shield. They're young fold mountains split into 3 distinct ranges: Himadri, Himachal, and Shualik, and they feature Kanchenjunga, India's highest peak. They literally block freezing winds coming down from Central Asia. Right below that shield, we hit the second branch, the Northern Plains. Fed by the mighty Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Indus rivers, this area is basically India's food bowl. It's incredibly fertile, densely populated, and pumps out massive amounts of wheat, rice, and sugarcane. All right, on to the third branch, the Peninsula Plateau. Picture this as an ancient, mineral-rich treasure chest. It is the absolute oldest landmass in India, and it's split into the Central Highlands and the sprawling Deccan Plateau. Now take a sharp turn to the northwest for our 4th division, the Indian Desert, better known as the Thar Desert in Rajasthan. Talk about a contrast, right? From the super fertile plains straight into this sun-baked sandbox that deals with incredibly low rainfall. Finishing up our map, let's look at the edges. The coastal plains flank that central plateau. You've got the narrow western coastal plain, which is home to key ports like Mumbai and Kochi, and then the much wider eastern coastal plain, where you'll find Chennai. And finally, the islands. Get this straight in your head for test day. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are over in the Bay of Bengal to the east, while the Lakshadweep Islands are floating in the Arabian Sea over on the west. Okay, Section 3, Vital River Systems. You've got to see the elegant contrast between India's 2 major river systems here. The Himalayan rivers, so the Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, and Indus, are perennial. That means they flow abundantly all year round because they're constantly fed by melting mountain glaciers. But on the flip side, the peninsular rivers, like the Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, Narmada, and Tapi, well, they are seasonal. They depend completely on the monsoon rains, so their water levels fluctuate drastically depending on the time of year. Next up, Section 4, Climate, Soils, and Forests. Listen, India's agriculture, economy, basically everyday life is totally driven by a monsoon climate. We're talking 4 distinct seasons: summer, rainy, retreating monsoon, and winter. But the real game changer here? The monsoon winds. The southwest monsoon brings all that heavy rain during the wet season, while the northeast monsoon drives the drier, retreating phase. These are the literal winds that bring the water to fill up those seasonal peninsular rivers we just talked about. And it's so cool to see how the earth directly dictates what grows where. Alluvial soil, which covers those northern plains, is super fertile and just perfect for rice and wheat. Now compare that to black soil. It acts like a sponge, holding onto moisture remarkably well, which makes it absolutely the best environment for growing cotton. Then we've got red soil for millets, heavily leached laterite soil, which is great for your tea and coffee plantations,
And desert soil out west, that's perfectly suited for hardy crops like bajra. Definitely lock these soil-to-crop pairings in. They are guaranteed exam material. Branching out into the forests, India has 5 main types. First, tropical evergreen forests, which get pounded with rain and stay incredibly dense and green all year. Contrast that with tropical deciduous forests. They actually drop their leaves in the dry season just to save water. You've also got thorn forests out in the dry zones, mountain forests way up high, and mangrove forests clinging to the coasts. And the absolute superstar fact here is the Sundarbans Delta. It is world famous, serving as the most iconic, biologically vital mangrove forest on the entire planet.
Moving into the home stretch with Section 5 Rapid Fire Exam Facts.
All right, let's do a quick pop quiz to see where you're at. Think fast. Can you answer these 3 superlatives before I give it away? What's the longest river? What's the highest waterfall? And what's the smallest state in India? Let's see how you did. So the Ganga takes the crown for the longest river. Jog Falls is your highest waterfall. For the mountains, Kanchenjunga is the highest peak right inside India's borders, and as we just previewed, that massive Sundarbans area, it holds the title for the largest delta. Now for the land masses. Rajasthan, home to that sun-baked Thar Desert, takes the prize for the largest state by total area. On the complete flip side of the spectrum, little coastal Goa is the smallest. And for landforms, the ancient, mineral-packed Deccan Plateau is undisputably the largest plateau in the country. And finally, Section 6, one-line revision. Okay, if you remember literally nothing else today, take a mental screenshot right now. The Himalayas equal young fold mountains. Plains equal incredibly fertile agriculture. The Deccan Plateau equals a mineral-rich ancient landmass. The Thar Desert is in Rajasthan. The monsoon is the ultimate source of rainfall. Black soil is unequivocally the best for cotton, and the Ganga is the longest river. Consider this your ultimate cheat sheet for the exam. So as you go out and completely ace your exams with these rock-solid facts, I want to leave you with a bigger, more provocative thought. Geography isn't just a bunch of static dirt and old history. It's destiny. How does this ancient geography, from that protective Himalayan shield all the way down to the mineral-rich Deccan Plateau, continue to actually shape the economic future of over 1 billion people? Think about that. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and I'll see you in the next explainer.